What is up, YouTube family? How we doing? I've missed you guys. I missed you last week when I was in Atlanta filming a million bajillion videos. And but I was thinking about you as I was doing it and sad that I couldn't get on. But hi now. How we doing? Where are we at, guys? Oh, Philippines. Awesome. Hey. Thank you. I'm so glad you're looking forward to it. Hey from Germany. Hey, Helene. Hey, Camille. How are you? Hey, Marius. Oh, thank you so much. Congrats on the 200K. Thank you so much. Hey, Hemerson. Nice to see ya. How are we doing today, guys? It's an overcast day here. I know that some of you whoever is in Australia, in that kind of region, it's like getting cold now, and it's funny because some of my students there, they're like, "Oh, it's freezing." I'm like, I'm sweating here. It's summer, basically beginning to be really hot in Florida. I mean, I know it's spring, but it feels like some people's summer. Hey, Ashish. Hey, Nathan. How you doing? Hey, from Portugal. Hey, Edward. Good to see you guys. Slovakia. Hey, Emma. Nice to see you. Hey, Finland. What's going on? Hey, Bob. Let's hope that old man Bob's not here today. Oh my gosh. Hey, Philippines again. Sydney, Australia. Yeah, Michael. Hey, it's getting cold there, right? Hey, Ron. Yay, Lucci. Good to see you. Hi from China. UK, Sweden, Kentucky, woohoo, Montana, hey. Good to see you guys. Wait, hello, Tara from Jeddah. I don't even know where that is. KSA, Jonover, that's interesting. Hi from India, hey guys. Hey. Poland, yes, Romania, Germany, South Africa, oh my goodness, Norway, everywhere, all over the heckin' place, Canada. Wow, okay, we have got the United Nations going on as usual. Bosnia, nice. Utah, France. I love, this is so fun for me to like just name down the places. It's so cool. What an amazing gift technology is to be able to talk to you guys from Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Jim. From all over the world. That's crazy awesome. So I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I am sick, like super sick, like coughing up stuff that you don't even want to talk about sick. But I figured today would be actually a good day to talk about what happens when you're sick and singing through sickness and what to do when that horrible thing happens to you. So a lot of time, Ocala, Florida, nice. That's awesome. Thank you. Yay, Asaida, I hope to see you in that course. That's wonderful. That's awesome. So yeah, I wanted to just talk to you guys, start the conversation today with what to do. Thank you, Nicole. What the heck do you do, like if you have to sing and you are sick? I remember when I was living in New York City auditioning for Broadway and stuff, and some of the really awesome things that would come out and backstage on Thursdays, I'd get the paper, I'd look, and I'd be so excited for what's to come in the next few days, and then I'd get sick. And holy cow, like, you have a choice, like don't go at all and not ruin like that rapport with that casting director. You don't want them to think you stink. And you don't want to apologize and say, oh, I'm sick, I'm sorry. Like you never do that. Or just not go at all and ruin the opportunity, So, so anyway, I wanted to just touch anyway on, hey, when you're, excuse me, when you are struggling, like I clearly am today, there are things that you can do to help your voice. As long as you're phonating or you're able to make sound, you don't have laryngitis and your voice isn't completely gone due to the swelling and just the aggravation, then you still can get through it, okay? Like lowering the key is a possibility. Definitely have to focus more harshly, I would say, even, like I'm going to use that word, on your technique. Like really, really focus on it, because it's the one thing that's going to be your saving grace. And also, hi, Kubanito Lindo, 322. Also, you're the worst. Also, in my week course, actually, I'm gonna give you guys some secrets that's in that bonus round at the end today, just because I'm sick and I want you to have it. But at the end of my week course, there's a bonus round, and it's basically an entire module full of all of my my vocal health tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. So a few key things that are in there, and I'm not going to say all of it because it's actually kind of lengthy, but a few of the key things that I do is and I've shown this before in a live video. I irrigate. It's like a nasal irrigation. It's kind of disgusting, but to get all that stuff out, I irrigate with Neomed. It's like a squeeze bottle that you put a saline solution in, and it really, I mean, infection really can't live in salt water, right? And so it by force, by pressure, it goes in one side and out the other, and relieves that stuff that's in there. And then because I also have stuff here and here, I'm coughing it up. And because I'm coughing it up, it's got to come down there. It goes down there somehow. So it's postnasal drip when I'm sleeping. It's a mess. So I know that my cords are inflamed and they're swollen because of the aggravation, that constant dripping of like infection, right? So I create a gargle that's really, really awesome. I find it very therapeutic. It feels good. And I personally feel and hear a difference if I am religious about my gargle when I go to sing. It doesn't necessarily cure me. Like I still may be singing through sickness, but I'll be able to sing. And so that gargle is like if you don't have a lot of time to like keep doing the reps, you can cut this down by half. But I do 8 ounces total. So I'll do 4 ounces of water and 4 ounces of, yes, I know, apple cider vinegar, but it's not just any apple cider vinegar. It's from the mother. It's the glass Bragg's jar, bottle rather, that you use. You need the real stuff. So it's 4 ounces of water, 4 ounces of apple cider vinegar. If I feel my cords are inflamed and like there's swelling and redness in the back of my throat, I'll crush up an Advil and put it in there, like really, really fine. I'll crush it up. You don't want any jagged edges, but I'll like pulverize it into powder and put it in there. And then I put in a teaspoon of either white corn syrup or honey and a teaspoon of salt, equal parts of those things. Mix it up, put it in the microwave for as I would say like a minute. You want it as hot as you can take it because heat is also good. And then I just gargle in increments until it's gone. And those are 2 things that I swear by, and they're homeopathic. You can't hurt yourself doing it, so you don't have to worry like, oh, am I doing it too much or too little? You can do it as many times a day as you want. And honestly, I recommend like if you've got the time, like 3 to 5 times a day. So that's my life right now. Hope that helped. Oh, can I please explain the vinegar thing again? Yeah. So 4 ounces of water in a cup, right? 4 ounces of water in a cup. And then you pour 4 ounces of the apple cider vinegar in a cup. And what the apple cider vinegar is, let me see if I can even get a picture for you of what it looks like. It's Bragg's, Braggs. Yeah, here it is. Bragg's apple cider vinegar. No, I don't want this. I want an image. And it's in a glass bottle. Apple cider vinegar. Yeah. So it's in a glass bottle and it looks like this. There are different mixtures of it too. I don't buy the one with honey or whatever. I buy this one and it says with the mother on it. And the mother is basically, it's weird, but the mother's like the root, like the original source. So it's got this like kind of not textured. It's like almost like pulp in it, but not orange juice pulp. It's like a thinner pulp in it, but that's what it looks like anyway. You can get that at Publix or anywhere. It's Bragg's apple cider vinegar. And so I use 4 ounces of that with 4 ounces of water. Okay. Yay. Okay. So let's see. Let's get into some questions here. LJ Madrigal, what's your take on teaching kids below 12 years old to sing? Is it necessary or should we wait for them to reach puberty? Absolutely not. I don't know if you're a coach. I will say this. If you don't feel qualified or able to yourself to reach someone at a younger age below 12, then don't accept them as students. But I was singing on stage since I was 3, and I found it to be a huge disservice that I was turned away by many coaches who would not accept me until I was like 12 or 13. And my mom had the hardest time finding me a coach, but I was already using my voice. I was already singing. And yet people, a lot of the high profile coaches wouldn't accept me because they felt like, well, her voice is going to change to some degree and it's kind of a waste of time to train her now. That is, A, it's mean. B, it's so false. I mean, I believe in training through puberty 100%. In fact, there's a kid right now who's 13 and he's just got signed to a label. he's about to be writing in LA with Lady Gaga's team, and then in Nashville, and then he's flying, I think, somewhere overseas. And he has taken from other people like on one-offs, but he's going through puberty right now, and they're coming to me because they're like, you know, his voice is changing, and he's still got a beautiful voice. He's very talented, but how do we navigate through this? How do we not lose range while he grows the lower? Like there are so many things to do while training a voice as it goes through that change. So I think it's really more or less a manifestation of the coach's insecurity or inability to help that student for being the reason why they say, oh, well, I don't touch them until after puberty. I feel like that's like they're trying to make it the student's fault for not going through puberty yet. But really, I think that's the coach's fault for not feeling like they're equipped or capable of helping a younger student. Maybe, you know, they don't have as great of an attention span because they're 3 or 4, but hey, I was singing on a stage when I was 3 or 4, and I really could have benefited from lessons then too. I mean, if you're using your voice, you better know how to use it properly. I don't care what age you're singing. So I hope that helps. Let's see what else. Do you still continue to coach your coaches now? Heck yeah, Emma. We have monthly status and continuing education meetings on the first Monday of every month at night after I put my baby to sleep. Every month. So yes, in fact, they'll send me videos intermittently, even outside of that, of our students and how they're of their students, my students, our students, of how they're doing and any issues that they may be having. And if they need me as a sounding board, I'm there all the time outside of that anyway. But yes, we do continuing education on a monthly basis. And before my coaches ever even touch a student, as far as being in a private session with them and train their voice, they've trained with me for months extensively at a time. So, and you can ask any of them that. They've got to know a lot. They've got to be able to basically be me with a different face before I allow them to start accepting students. I can't pronounce your name, but I'm going to say the last one. Jim Fan. Will my bass voice change into more matured voice when I'm 18? I'm 16 now, going through puberty. I cannot answer that completely because everybody's voice is affected differently in puberty. I mean, there's stereotypical ways, right? Boys' voices get lower to a certain degree. But there's different timbres, textures, and qualities that are affected on an individual basis. So when you're asking, will your bass voice change into more matured voice? Yes, you're definitely going to sound more mature once you're finished hitting puberty. That squeakiness will be gone. But that doesn't mean you'll never crack again. That just means the squeakiness will be gone. Let's see. How to hit high notes. I'm a guy. Okay, excuse me. So you need to remember this rule. Bam, Bam is big. Any extreme note, high or low, needs more space and support. The space and support are the two main pillars of which sound is built upon, okay? So if you're looking to hit higher notes, they require more of those two things, those two ingredients. So you need to give more space with your mouth and you need to engage more with your core. If you don't and you try to hit those higher notes without those two things, it's going to come from here. It's going to either be flat, crack, or splat. Or if none of those things happen and you actually do hit the note from here and you're successful in doing it, it's like a false positive because it may sound okay, but it's costing you way more than it should and you won't be able to sustain it. Let's see. Thank you, Dave C. I appreciate that support. That's very sweet of you. Let's see. Do you get these only during singing or just in general? I don't know what you're talking about, Michael Monroe. Oh, you must be talking to someone. Okay. Hi, Brazil. I see you. I'm sorry, guys. This is bad today. Greta, I don't like the sound of my voice. I wish I could sing better. Any advice? I don't like the sound of my voice either right now. Actually, to be honest with you, there's a lot of times when I sing or I record and listen back that I don't like the sound of my voice either. And a lot of people say, oh, you're such a good singer. Like, I think we hear ourselves differently than a lot of people hear themselves too. I hear ourselves as a singer. So I feel like if you don't like the sound of your voice, what does that mean though? Like you don't like the tonality of it. You think you're off pitch. You don't have any vibrato. There's a lot to what makes sound desirable that that is part of that determining factor. So I would say there's more to that statement than you've written. Do we have classes online? Natalia Rose, yes. Somebody tell this chick. Yes, we have classes online. We coach all over the world. I have students literally everywhere in the world, different time zones, and so do my coaches. So how much are the classes if you do? So Natalia, what I would recommend is that you email info@terrasimonstudios.com. That is in the description box of this video as well. You can check out our website. You can check out our bios, all of the coaches that we have to offer. And based on what you're looking to study and the genre that you prefer, you can do a couple things. A lot of you guys actually who wanted to take lessons, you have said, okay, well, I want to do a one-off with Tara, have her assess me, see kind of based on what she knows about her coaches and what she now knows about me, who she would best place me with. And that's been really great. I've never had a student that I've placed with a coach ever switch to another coach. They've always been like, this was perfect. I'm in love with this coach. They're doing so great for me. I'm improving and I'm so happy. So Natalia, I would recommend that you either, if you're hell-bent on taking from me, my rates are extremely high. And to be honest, they change based on my availability, which is not very much these days. And I don't even determine my rates anymore. Tammy at the studio does, based on the availability in my schedule. So it's like that. So that's why I can't answer the question. So when you email info@terrasimonstudios.com, Tammy will respond to you, and you can ask her what my current availability and pricing is. And then if you want to take directly from me for good, you can, or if you want to get assessed by me, and I can then say like, hey, I think you'd be great with Jeremy or Heather or Charmaine or Nikki, whoever, then you can do it on a regular basis with them as well. Okay, let's see. What else? I'm like drowning over here. Vocal surgery, good or bad? Well, if you have to have it, Kenanaya Hall, if you have to have surgery for whatever reason, then, I mean, it's a necessary thing, right? I would definitely do your research on the ENT and make sure that they are worth their salt and that they have really great success rates. I would avoid surgery at all costs if you possibly can. Anything invasive is never the best. So if you're able to fix your issue with vocal therapy or speech therapy, definitely try that first and ask your ENT if that's a possibility, because surgery is recovery time. It's invasive, so I wouldn't recommend it. I've had sinus surgery though. Like, I had to have it. I had scar tissue. I was just constantly in a terrible situation because of my issues, and so I had to have it. But even then, like, even though they weren't touching my cords, it was a great trepidation and risk to do that. Let's see what else. Barbara, I'm Barbara from Kenya. Hi, I like your voice. I love your show. I really love, you are doing a great job. Keep going. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Let's see. What's the difference between runs and riffs? That's a good question. Shaheen, nothing. There's no difference. The only difference really is that when you talk about a riff, I use both terminologies. I like them. I just say riffs and runs. It just rolls off my tongue. Mainly people use the word riff when you're talking about an ad lib or an ornamentation on a musical instrument, not your voice. Runs are stereotypically used to determine that definition is determined based on a voice instead of an instrument. But I use them both interchangeably. I mean, for me, your voice is an instrument, and if I do a call and response with a trumpet, what's the difference between him doing a riff and me doing a run if we're doing the same exact thing? There's no difference. So you can say riff or run, doesn't matter. Oh, Dave C., thank you so much. That's so sweet. Yeah, my student Dave was saying I did an awesome job with Angelica's new single. So yes, my little unicorn, Angelica Hale, who I'm sure you guys know of, she released her first single, which I music directed and vocal arranged, and it's called Feel the Magic, and her music video is out. I have to post and share that. Her mom texted and let me know. So we're super proud of her for that. It was such a great experience working with her, and she's doing an awesome job. And there's lots more music to come for her as well. Excuse me. Nicole, how do you deal with anxiety and panic attacks if you've never had one? Because I have had really bad anxiety, and I had a panic attack the other day. Love ya. Love you too, Nicole. So I am not a psychiatrist. I don't have experience with panic attacks. I've never had one, thank God. I'm so sorry that you experienced that. I do deal with anxiety though. And if you want my complete honest opinion, from my perspective on how I deal with it, I pray, and I rely on this verse in the Bible that says, do not worry about tomorrow. Sufficient is the day for its own worries. What do you benefit at all by worrying about tomorrow? And it says that see the lilies of the field and the birds of the air. Your heavenly Father cares for them and makes sure that they have what they need when they need it. How much more does he care for you? And so when I have anxiety and when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I try to take a breath, put things into perspective, and that verse and those verses always come to my mind and into my heart, and it always helps me. So I don't know if that'll help you, but that's how I deal. Let's see. Lisa Kipple, how do I find out which music fits me best? Any tips? Yeah. So that's a good question. Like, thank you. That's a good question. So a lot of people are looking to find their own sound, right? But really, I feel like they're lying to themselves. What they really mean when they're like, I'm looking to find my own sound is, I'm looking to sound like what's hot on the radio now. At least that's what they sound like. So if someone comes in for a lesson to me and they're like, hey, I'm coming to you because I really want you to help me find my own sound. And then they open their mouths to sing, and they're literally emulating everything they hear on top 40, what's hot on the radio right now. And I'm like, is that really who you are? Is that who you're trying to be? And it could be who you are, but more times than not, it's who they're trying to be because they think that that's what they need to sound like. So I think that when you're trying to figure out what genre best suits you, I think you need to think of it from a standpoint of, if I'm singing alone in my room and no one's listening and it's just for me, what would I turn on Spotify? What is it? And that's one half of it. Second half, if I like this genre, great. Now the question is, do I sound good singing it? So then take some songs and record them with you singing it, listen back and see if it sounds good. Then take that to a vocal coach like me, or at least a sounding board of some sorts, family, friends, whatever, and say, hey, how does this sound? Because I have had students come to me and say, I want to be a country singer. And they sing me a song and I'm like, you have an opera voice. Now the question is, do you love opera? Because if you don't, then it doesn't matter, right? But I can tell based on the quality of someone's voice and the way they're vocally producing sound, whether they're in their wheelhouse or not. So actually, that brings up a really good point. When I said record it and show it to someone, you or anyone else that's in this same boat, if I'm speaking to you, you 125% should go to Insta-Reactions.com, because after you decide like, oh, this is the genre I really like, or these few are genres, then go get an Insta reaction. It's the least expensive way to get assessed by me and my coaches right now. It's the best deal going. And it's in the description box below. It's Insta-Reactions.com. And that is such a great way to get like a one-off, no commitment, like pop kind of thing where you're like, hey, I think I might like these 3 genres. So I'm going to do 3 Insta reactions and let them decide, like, what do you think? And if you want us to, we post it on our IGTV page. So you can even share it with friends and family. It's really, really cool. Actually, it's very innovative and nobody's doing it yet. I'm sure it's going to be copied soon, but no one's doing it yet. So check that out. That's actually a really great resource for someone like you. Kylie, just want to say thank you for taking a look at Nightwish. Kylie, thank you. And welcome to the wild and wondrous world of symphonic metal. Seriously, though, Kylie, welcome me for sure, because I am a fan. Wow, it was so cool. My boyfriend, Cubanito Lindo, who's on here, he said the same thing last night. He's like, oh my gosh, I just found out that you reacted to Nightwish. They're like one of my favorite bands. And I had no idea. And apparently that's a new singer. Floor is a new singer. I didn't know that. He told me, but and some people are partial to the older singer. I have to listen to find out how I feel about it. But So cool. The band is so freaking awesome. And I love the dichotomy between that beautiful, that beautiful like Celtic woman sound that she has, and then this like band behind her is so orchestral, so amazing. Like I want to go to one of their concerts. It was really, really awesome. I love that. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. No, Lisa, don't be shy to do an Insta reaction. Listen, okay, here's the deal. You don't have to have us post it. We can send it to you privately. It could just be me. It's like being in a private lesson. If we don't post it to IGTV, you send us your clip privately. Like you private message us on Instagram, or you can email it to us, right? Just follow the instructions. No one sees that but me. Or if you choose to have one of my coaches react to it, no one sees it but them, okay? It's as if you're singing in a private lesson. And if you don't want us to post to IGTV, that's fine. We will email it and get it back to you, and you don't ever have to show anyone. At least then you know where you stand and you have it for reference, right? So don't be shy. Don't be, Cami LeBlanc, hi Cami. Oh, Cami is such a good friend of mine from Atlanta. It's so good to see you, Cami. Everybody say hi to Cami. Yeah. Okay. So Lisa, don't be shy. Come on. Don't do it. Lily Silly. Come on. Don't be shy. You guys got it. Can I have a private chat with you later? I have a lot of questions, please. Shaheen, get in a session with me. I can't do private chats because then I'd be in private chats all day, but do info@terrasimonstudios.com and do a session with me, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions there. Okay. What else, guys? Lord have mercy. Lily Silly, I mean like high point shy when I want to send an Insta reaction. I don't know what you mean by high point shy. Just do it. No one will see it but you and me, or the coach and you. Okay. You'll be happy that you did. Emma said hi to you, Cami. Let's see. Ooh, Beckham TV. Do you remember any advice you got when you first started out that was a game changer for you? That's a good question. No one's asked that yet. Points for you for asking questions that no one's asked yet. Awesome. Advice that I got when I was just starting out that was a game changer for me. Wow. That's a great question. I mean, I know there was, and I know there are a lot of things. I'll tell you a moment in time that really yielded big results for me, because it's what I can think of right now. I was competing. I was in high school, and I was competing as a solo act, a solo performance against all sorts of other performances, group, duets. It was all songs, but it was different mediums in which people were singing. And I was just a soloist, and I was in 10th grade. I was competing against 9th through 12th, and it was the best in state. So for the state of Florida. And I was singing the song from Jekyll and Hyde called Someone Like You. And I wasn't. I'm lying. I was singing When I Look at You from the Scarlet Pimpernel. That's what I was singing. They both remind me of each other, so that's why I was getting confused. But I was singing When I Look at You from Scarlet Pimpernel. And I had gotten through the rounds, and I had gotten superiors. And I remember the last time I was supposed to sing it, right before I was about to go into the room with the judges, and people, there were audience members too, but the judges were the ones who made the decisions. My acting coach at my performing arts high school, Mr. Sims, pulled me aside like 5 minutes before, and he was like, "You're not thinking right. You're not thinking of the right person when you're singing." And I was like, "What?" You know, it's a romantic song about someone you love. He's like, "Yeah, but you need to raise the stakes. You're just thinking about some boyfriend." He's like, "Think about the words of the song. Who do you really relate to when you think about that? When you think about the words of the song?" At the time, my dad and I were kind of like butting heads a lot, and the song was a lot about like, you know, when I look at you, what I always see is the face of someone else who once belonged to me. It was a song of like longing for a better relationship, and I was like, my dad. I can think of my dad. And it totally changed the game for me, like 100%. I went into that room and I thought of my dad, and I thought that I was singing it to my dad. And the way I acted it totally changed the way I sang it. And it was like this wonderful dog that chased its tail. And I even got like a tear out without even meaning to. The judges were crying. The audience was crying. It was like this huge, great moment. And he was just standing there in the back, like with his arms folded, all in pride. And it was so amazing. And I wasn't expecting, I got superiors again. I thought that was as far as I was going to go because I was just a 10th grader in a solo act, you know? And they had this huge auditorium full of people all over the state, all thespians, all big singers competing together. And they were announcing the best performance overall out of that day. And there were like groups of 15 that were doing like 15 people in a group doing a big group musical number, like big show production stuff. And my school's big production was like the shoe-in to win because it was really, really good. They did this Join Is Jumpin'. And oh my gosh, like the dancing, the singing, everything, the choreography was awesome. The energy, they were gonna get it. And they announced the winner of best overall performance in the state of Florida, and they said my name. And I thought I won a Grammy. I was like, well, walk down, you know, receive my huge like thing, and just as big as I was. And it was amazing. It was a really game changer for me because, I mean, a 10th grader beating group numbers, seniors, people who have been doing this for 4 years. It was my first time doing it. I didn't do it. That particular competition in 9th grade for solo was unbelievable to me. And I thought, wow, you know, it's so much more about your thought life, which is why one of the reasons I say that so much in my vocal methodology. It's so much about 90% mental, 10% talent. It's so much about your thought life and where your head's at when you're singing that really has a direct correlation into the way that you sound. If you're so stuck in, oh, I'm going to kill this note, it's going to be amazing. My technique is perfect. Tara would be so proud. Yes, I'm very proud. But what'd you make them feel? Because I had sang that song, you know, 5 other times that day, and I'd gotten really great ratings. But that performance right there, that's what got me best overall in state, not the other ones. You know, I got superiors for technique and all the other things, and the other ones, but that one, that's the one that put me above the groups, put me above the seniors, put me above everybody. And it was a big, huge game changer for me. So that was a great question. I liked that. What else? Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so stuffed up. It's awful. I would have fell down crying. I kind of did. It was so funny. And you know what? My poor mother, she never missed a thing. Like when I was on tour for Fame over in Europe, they flew over there. Like she's never missed a show. My sister that day when I was at competition happened to have a big cheerleading competition, and they couldn't miss it. Like she didn't do as much as I did competition wise growing up, and so they had to be there. And I totally understood that. But so my grandma was there, and it was like the one time that I had this huge, like, amazing thing, and my mom wasn't there. And to this day, she's still upset about it. It's very funny. No, that's a random question. No, I'm not married. Let's see. Lily, silly. Months ago, I auditioned on our school's vocal group, but I had a deeper voice and almost that most altos there. The vocal coach seemed like she hated it, but still got accepted, and everyone said I had such a good voice. Well, that's awesome. Let's see what are you guys saying? I hope you are well. I do still perform. I don't act as much. You know, musical theater gave me the opportunity to act more, but so I'm really like a singer who acts, and I would never like want to do a straight play or anything like that. That's never been an interest of mine. Hey guy, good to see you. Let's see. Were you Angelica's coach when she first auditioned for AGT? Yes. So they came to me right when they found out that they were going to be on the show. And I helped her with her first song all the way until she completed her second Champions show. Yep. It was a long road to hoe. We did it. Let's see. Any questions? How do I develop my vibrato? It happens at times when my technique clicks into the right place for a moment, but I can't do it voluntarily. Well, you have a point of reference, right, Edward? So you have that point of reference. I would recommend noticing what you're doing when the vibrato happens. What note are you singing on? What vowel are you singing on? How are you standing? How big is your mouth open? How much are you supporting with your abs? Take a blueprint from the top of your head to the soles of your feet and see if you can replicate that, okay? That's where I would start. Don't try to do it on big, huge high notes. Awara boy, will you marry me? Awara boy, I'll tell you what. You ask Kubanito Lindo if I can marry you, and see what he says if he's still on. Yeah, but try to duplicate that, okay, for me, and see. You don't have to rock the world with a lot of range, but do it on the easier parts and see if you can then start controlling the vibrato. Ron, oof. I don't know if he's on. He might have meetings. That's funny. Yes, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Emma, how much is the 8-week course now? Trying to save up. Emma, it's 500 right now. It's supposed to go up in the fall, but right now it's 500. So hop in there as soon as you can. Charlotte James, how do you know if and when you're on pitch? That's a really good question too. And what I would recommend doing for now is going to this app called the Tone Deaf Test. I've given it before, and it's a really great way, like a fail-safe way of knowing. This is it right here, that one. And it takes you through, you know, like a can you hear pitch well acclimation type of deal, and see if that helps you. Let's see. Oh my goodness, it's going so fast. Thank you, Lily Silly. You're so sweet. Oh my gosh, you're funny. Let's see. I wondered well, I just answered that. I wondered how to get vibrato in singing. Listen back. I just answered that. Well, a part of it anyway. How to have an open throat for mixed voice. Oh, mix is, you guys keep asking about mix on these chats, and it's like nearly impossible for me to, you're welcome, Kat. It's nearly impossible for me to help you guys with mix specifically, because mix is not an overt register. It is really kind of obscure and specific to each person. I was just coaching someone the other day that that was learning mix, and I literally had 2 students back to back, and I'm not kidding you. They were both females, both around the same age. One mixed completely different than the other in different vowels and different notes. One was a natural mixer, and so her mix started way earlier and was much stronger, and the other was a natural belter, and so she had a bigger break. And when she started the mix successfully, it was on a way more open mouth vowel than it would have been for the other one. So it's so impossible for me to it's so impossible for me to answer that question. I'm so sorry. Get an Insta-Reaction or get in this session. Let me help you. I'm going to do a couple more questions here, guys, and then I'm going to go and grab some tea because I'm hurting today. Okay, thanks. I've done that before and scored 100%. Okay, good. But I thought that was for tone. Are they the same thing? Well, no, it's not just for tone. It's for hearing pitch too. But there are apps, and I'm actually developing an app myself, if I can ever find the time to get it going, where it's going to answer all kinds of questions and have like a pitch acclimator in it. But I know that there are other apps out there right now that you can just look up for pitch correctness and download. I know they have free versions. So check that out too, Charlotte. If you're looking for like, how do I test this melody and see if I'm on pitch? I'm sure that exists in some apps. Okay, a couple more questions. I know you saw my joke, Tara. No, I didn't, X-Force. You got to type it again. It's going so fast. Sorry. I'm a slow reader, I guess. Today, anyway. My birthday is August 30th. Ugh, shouldn't have said that. And I'm not telling you how old I'm turning. I don't have a favorite singing app, Kat, to be honest. I'm never on apps. Don't have any time. Too busy talking to you guys all the time. Sky Awara is crazy. You can shop every month. I go shopping every month anyway. I don't need your money, Awara. Let's see. I recently noticed you actually is Christina Aguilera, but YouTube removed the video. I know. That made me so mad. I love her. I think Christina Aguilera is an amazing singer. And it was a carpool karaoke too. Like, why would you remove that? I've already done so many carpool karaoke's. Whatever. It's just annoying because when you make the videos, like, that's time spent, it's editing spent, and then they block it. And it's like, why? Why would you do that? But anyway, yeah. Oh, but I think her technique's amazing. I love her. She's awesome. Rachel, I've never laughed so hard as to when you reacted to Ginger when you demonstrated the guttural sound. I know. That chick is crazy. Oh my gosh. That scared me. So I don't watch these before I react to them. Like, I genuinely don't. It's not just something I say. I really don't. I do what I say I'm going to do. And so when I heard her, I was so mad at my social media guy for not warning me. Like, he just sat there and smiled like, this one's going to be interesting. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool. But I'm like, you should have told me that I was going to be scared out of my skin. Like, why didn't you just at least say that? You know, nothing. That's funny. 24, bam, nailed it. Oh, X4s, you're so sweet. Thank you. Yes, that's very accurate. Let's see, what else? You guys are funny today. All cheesy and hammy. Hey, Ray, I'm finally in time for one of these. Whoop, whoop, you're here. Nicole, what would you do if you had to perform today? Well, I'd get her done. I would down throat coat. I would be taking some Manuka honey. I would be irrigating. I would be gargling. I'd be doing all the things. I would be doing vibratory exercises like lip trill, tongue trill, all of my vibration exercises that I've got. I'd be doing vocal sirens. And I would be staying physically warm. Like I wouldn't be resting. I'd be moving until I had to sing. And then after I sang, I would take a really, really long nap. And if it was a really hard song that was super rangy, that was hard for me when I was well to begin with, I would drop that freaking key because I'm not trying to set myself up for failure here or vocal damage. That's what I would do. Let's see. Why do some people sound differently when they sing live than they do on a recording? Oh, Richard, let me answer this question for you. It's so sad. I have a word for you. People think it's too weird. Auto-tune. Auto-tune. It's a thing. And listen, like, it's such a thing that even in some genres, to get that specific sound, you need to put auto-tune on. Auto-tune isn't necessarily a bad thing in and of itself. It's bad if you really kind of suck and you're using it to make yourself sound great. And then you can't duplicate that in a live performance. I don't mind auto-tune if it's for a stylistic or technical thing. Like if you're doing like a pop dance track and you need to sound kind of like electronic, that's fine. But you know, when you're live, I expect you to be able to hit those same notes and on pitch without the auto tune. If you can do that, then I'm not mad at you for it. But that's mainly, there's tons of filters and compression and EQs and reverb and auto tune to put on vocals. That's why. So what's the cost of online classes? I can't remember who I told, but Jim Fan, email info@terrasimonstudios.com because we have way too many coaches for me to list the price here, and my price always changes based on availability. So if you want current pricing and availability, just email that info@terrasimonstudios.com. It's also in the description box for you, and Tammy will let you know what pricing and availability is. Would love to see you. Let's see. Okay, a couple more. Hi, Arthur. It's midnight here. Yay! I won't pay for auto-tune. Well, you have probably, don't even know it. That's the thing. Let's see. Excuse me. Guy, what is your opinion on the best place for inspiration to write songs? I'm saying because I've written a poem that I want to change into a song. I love the beach. I always have. I'm from Florida, so I love the beach. But really, it's not so much a place for me. It's more of the emotion, like, you know, what I'm going through, or if I'm inspired by something, I can kind of write anywhere. You know where I also really like writing as well? I like writing on airplanes. I'm on a plane, it seems like, all the time now, and I find it a really great place to redeem the time. Like, I can still be productive while I'm up there, and I'm in the sky, and, you know, traveling. So I like planes. I like beaches. Emma, will you coach your baby boy? Will I, or have I already started? To be honest, guys, he is showing some serious drumming skills, which really does not make me happy because I know that my life is about to consist of a lot of noise in my house. He's like he does this. Like he knows pitch. He can sing on pitch very well and remembers words crazy. And his rhythm is kind of insane for a 3-year-old. So yeah, I'm about to get him into drum lessons. Actually, I try to teach him piano. He's kind of not interested in that so much. He likes banging on the keys. Try to teach him where middle C is. But yeah, I'm gonna coach my baby. Absolutely. What else? I'm gonna do one more. Let me get a good one. Well, okay, Magnus. If a woman has the whistle register, is she automatically a coloratura soprano? Is the whistle register most common for coloratura sopranos? I'll answer the second question first. Thank you, John Burr. I appreciate it. Is the whistle register most common for coloratura soprano? Yes. That's definitely a characteristic because just of the actual range in and of itself, you know, the notes themselves are what you would call whistle notes, a lot of them. If a woman has a whistle register, is she automatically a coloratura soprano? I'm going to say no when you're not talking about classical music. Now, if you're only qualifying based on classical music or operatic classifications for the voice, then yes, because the range will also determine partial timbre and texture too. But for instance, I think I'm a bit of an exception to that rule. I would classify myself as a coloratura when I sing opera, but I am an alto actually in contemporary music. I just happen to have an upper high extension. And you can hear it in my voice. I don't talk like this. It's not like bright and airy. Like that's a soprano voice. And you can hear those people like when they even speak to you. Oh, you're such a soprano. It's not about the range or the high or low notes you can hit. It's about what you sound like when doing it. So I'm able to change the characteristics of my voice and thin it up to get up to there. But that doesn't mean that that's my natural propensity or inclination vocally. My natural inclination is to sound like this. Well, not really like this today because I sound like a man today, but like, you know what I mean? You've heard me, you've heard me speak before. Okay. Guys, I love you, but I gotta go. This is gross. So, thank you so much for bearing with me today and being sick and all that stuff. I love you guys. I didn't want to miss it. And so I came on anyway, but I want you guys to know that you can sing through sickness. And I want to give you those homeopathic remedies. Listen, check out the description box below. Check out Insta-Reactions. Check out the 8-week course. If you're looking for lessons, check that out too. I'm so glad that you guys liked the Night Wish video. We'll be releasing more very shortly. And I will see you guys. I will most likely not be doing a live next Thursday. I'm going to be traveling. If I am, it'll be more of like a surprise. So just kind of be aware of next Thursday, but don't like count on it because I may not be able to get one in next Thursday, but the following week for sure. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. Love you. Proud of you. See you. Bye. See ya. Bye-bye.